Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Torchwood Reaction. This is Haarute Live, and my name is Matt. Okay, so last time on Torchwood we had Random Shoes, we met Eugene Jones, and then we said goodbye to him as he ascended into the heavens in the cheesiest way possible. I like that episode. That was a fun one. I've been told that some people don't like that episode, and I even watched like Blind Way's reaction to it, and they were like, "Yeah, what the fuck was that shit?" And I'm like, "Okay." So, people also have been told that people compare this to like Love and Monsters. First of all, there's no comparison there. This episode was good. Love and Monster was, yeah, you know. And it also sounded very weird, and it was kind of gross. But like this one is Random Shoes was pretty good, and like I'm pretty sure that the comparison happened mostly because they air like close to each other. Because this, I don't know when this aired, but it wasn't in between like series 2 and 3 for Doctor Who. So this and No Monster was like late series 2 of Doctor Who. So it would make sense that people would be like they're similar. But like I don't think they are, and I think this is just great. It's like main cast light, but that doesn't mean the story was bad by any means. I also looked up the writer for that episode, and apparently the only thing she ever wrote for Torchwood or anything that I know of was that one episode. So I'm just like, I'm like. I kind of want to see that writer back, but it's not gonna happen. But like, oh, man, that sucks. So yeah, she did great. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. It was a woman, but that episode Random Shoes was awesome. I will die on that hill. If anyone disagrees with that, I will die on the Random Shoes was a good episode hill. But anyway, I think we're getting ready to move on. Well, with Torchwood, I don't know how many episodes there are in this season, or in Torchwood seasons in general, but we're approaching we're about to watch episode 10, I believe. Yeah, so we're approaching like the end of the season. I feel like so. We'll see if maybe things start to like ramp up. So yeah, let's just go and do that. So Torchwood, season 1, episode 10. Let's go.
Apologies for the unplanned touchdown. Just hit some rotten turbulence.
Captain Jack Harkness.
Diane Holmes, pilot.
Diane Holmes. Okay. I love aviator jackets.
You must show me around one day, Captain.
When did you leave?
About half an hour ago.
Which date?
Today. December 18th.
Which year? Oh, they're displaced out of time. 1940 whatever.
1953.
1953. Okay. Well, you missed like the last how much? 54 years, yeah? Alright, this is gonna be a fun one.
John Ellis.
Emma Louise Cowell.
I wonder if these are
Diane
actually
Holmes.
historical figures that just disappear in like the 50s.
At least it wasn't a spaceship full of aliens.
That might have been easier.
But how can you travel 50 years in half an hour?
Your aircraft slipped through a transcendental porthole.
A what?
A door in time and space.
Then how do we get back?
We get you a doctor
don't.
or we don't. Like,
According to history, your plane never returned.
alright. That's a fixed point.
Happened to us.
You're gonna have to live in the
Mind
future.
about us.
Your
What happened to
family.
everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, some died and maybe some are still alive. This is really fun. I mean, I want to say they're taking it relatively well, but they're not. They're like quiet sad. They're not being loud about it.
What were you going to Dublin for? Auntie Nora's ill, and Uncle Finn can't manage the children.
They're
It's a
talk-
good practice when I have children of my own, Mum says.
I like that they're talking in present tense, despite it having happened 50 years ago.
She'll know I'm missing by now.
Emma, she found out in 1953. Over 50 years have passed, remember?
We've set up bank accounts for you, but for now we'll be giving you a daily allowance so you can practice with the currency and money management.
Ooh.
David Ward.
Sally Ann Hope.
Deborah Morrison. And it's spelt how Deborah Carr spells it.
Your background story should incorporate the skills you already have. For instance, John, you could have run a corner shop.
No.
We can fake references.
You can't take away our names. For God's sake, man, it's all we've got left.
Mm,
It's my son's name.
there's the emotional bit. He's gonna go talk to him.
You're right. I didn't think you should keep your name.
Oh, I like that.
Best use £25 for your food and £20 for luxuries like cigarette magazines.
My dad only made £10 a week.
Things are a lot more expensive now.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did it do that?
It's automatic.
This is great.
Look at all this. We just come off rationing in 53.
Yeah, sorry. We are consumer society.
It's bloody fantastic.
Like, if these people out of time are gonna be like, they're looking at the TV. The color, yeah, they didn't have color back then.
How much food money have I got left?
£15.40.
Candies and cereal and all this dumb shit.
You can watch them at home.
Yes,
Not going to the pictures.
you can watch it at home now.
Good God.
Welcome to the wonderful world of scantily dressed celebrities.
Super Excel waterproof lashes mascara.
What did she see?
What does that mean?
Smoking kills. Oh. Did they not know how harmful smoking was back in the 50s? Makes sense.
England to Australia in 4 days, 1952. That is impressive.
That sounds impressive, yeah.
Can I take her up?
No. If you get arrested, you haven't got a license.
But I... Bugger. It's no longer valid.
Yeah.
Make it up to me. I want to learn all about this new world.
Okay. I like that we're being friends with them because they kind of need that. They need someone to give them some kind of footing.
How did you end up here? Doing whatever it is that you do.
Long story. Yes.
I'm a slow drinker.
Ooh. It's kind of an unbelievable story too. But they just went through like a lot of. They just went through a 50-year time skip, dude. Like they can believe whatever. Yes, actually. It's not a common occurrence.
What are you doing Christmas Eve? We could go carol singing.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Sorry, love, I'll be getting hammered.
Where are your families?
No idea.
Oh.
We grew up in Care. My parents are dead. So I came down here to start afresh.
So they didn't leave your house or anything?
Sadly, no.
No. I've got nothing. I love them very much.
Alright, there's an emotional bit. Please be nice to her. Yeah, I get hammered with us. She's gonna be like, woo, what, okay.
I'm waiting for you to pull out my chair.
Let me get this straight. You expect equality and chivalry.
I don't see why they should be mutually exclusive.
Wow, that is asking a lot out of Owen.
On the strange but true, how about this? You don't have to have sex to have kids anymore.
What? How come?
Get yourself inseminated with a sort of syringe. For a bird who's going on 90. You look pretty hot.
What was your favourite song?
Oh, it's hard to say.
I know what mine was. I just blew in from the windy city. The windy city is mighty pretty, but you ain't got what we got. I'm telling you, boys.
What do you think you're playing at? I thought I could trust you to behave.
We could go back tomorrow. You could read up about yourself on the net. That sounds like a line. It's not a line. I'm not chatting you up, not because I don't think you're attractive, because you are, but because
Oh my God,
I wouldn't
Owen.
want you to think that I was taking advantage of
Got any scotch? She called me, she was upset.
She was drinking.
I only had half a glass.
Enough to make a show of yourself. We're not meant to draw attention to ourselves. We're not the same as them. We can't trust anyone.
Will you be okay now, Emma?
Don't worry. I won't let it out of my sight again.
I don't like liver.
Sit down, young lady, and be grateful for what you're given.
Only my dad gets to talk to me like that. I'm never going to see him again, am I? Or my mum? Or my best friend? Or my dog? And I miss them! And I hate this filthy, stinking place!
I feel really bad for her.
I never had this sort of trouble with my son.
Wow, this dude went to like real piece of shit in like 2 scenes. That was record time.
Women have been to space too, you know. You've got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, we went
Do
to
you have a
space.
girlfriend?
Not actually, but what if Gwen crashes at their place while they're fucking? Because that's definitely what this is heading to.
I'm glad you haven't got a girlfriend.
Me too.
Hard cut to Gwen. Oh, she's crashing at her place. Hard cut to Gwen, and then hard cut to after the fucking.
I had a lover. He was married.
Ooh.
And you didn't care?
Well, I was free to do what I liked, and I didn't have to cook and clean for him. It suited me. I'm not exactly marriage material.
We could be fuck buddies.
There's a term for that now?
Fuck buddy.
It's
It's
exactly what we're doing.
It's the next best thing to flying.
Okay, list of priorities set. 1, flying. 2, fucking. 3, anything else. Like literally everything else comes after those two. Oh no, the Riz is naked right there. Oh fuck me. This is gonna be like super awkward. Does Riz even know? No, she doesn't know that she's here. Oh my god.
Emma is my auntie's stepdaughter. She doesn't really want to go back home, so I thought maybe she could stay with us. We've got a lot to catch up on.
For Christmas? I'd better get a bigger turkey.
I had to take her in. Dan didn't come home last night.
I think she was in a B&B.
Oh no. Is it a foster care scum? Does he even... He might be like senile and shit.
Alan, is someone here to see you? He's a nephew on your father's side. He's been tracking down the family history.
Is Sally coming? What's wrong with him?
Alzheimer's.
Does he know what Alzheimer's is?
He's senile. He doesn't remember who he is most of the time. Couldn't live at home anymore. He'd leave hobs on, forget to dress, you know. He never had any children, so there was no one there to look after him.
Aw, so that's where your family ends.
That's your dad and your mum and your new television set.
When can I go home?
You're not well enough, love.
I don't like it here. They took my clothes.
I'll have a word. They're probably in the wash. Keeps me going, this one.
What did he do for a living? Was he in retail?
I think he was a fireman.
Oh.
That's what I did. In the war.
He's not even looking at him. He's so gone. This is sad.
Alan, it's me. Your dad.
No.
I bought you that football annual you wanted for Christmas, Alan.
You might give him a heart
It
attack.
was in my desk drawer.
When's Dad coming, Mum?
I'm not your mum.
Alan.
Who are you?
John's witnessing the end of his world, the end of his line, and we can't help. There's no puzzle to solve, no enemy to fight.
Yeah, this is just depression.
Lost people who've somehow become our responsibility.
Yeah.
Fully booked.
Oh, it's all right. I've flown for years. I can go up on my own.
Not without a license, sorry.
Maybe you could cancel someone. We'll pay extra.
I couldn't do that to my regulars now, could I?
Look, it's fine. Book me in for the 29th. For goodness sake, this is so silly. It's just I was really looking forward. Ignore me. Let's get out of here.
Oh no. She got invited to go to the club.
Was that for?
For putting up with me.
I deserve a lot more for doing that.
She's alone! Why did you bring her here in a club alone? Okay, no, she's here, at least.
Oi, hands off.
Hey, go back to your friend. He's a good boy.
What are you playing at?
I wasn't going to let him do anything.
You might not have had much choice.
Just having a kiss and a cuddle.
He was after a lot more than that.
This is disgusting. Mum said that no man wants to marry soiled goods. Attitudes have changed. As long as it's safe and between two consenting adults and no one cares. How many men have you done it with? A few.
a significant amount.
And were you in love with all of them? No. Sex can just be about having a good time together. So if I meet a boy and
You could.
we get on and
Hmm.
he wants sex,
And you,
think
yeah.
I should let him.
No, that's not what I said.
So what are you saying?
Sex is nothing to be ashamed of. And as for you, well, your first time should be with someone special.
Wish we waited for Reese.
Mm.
He's your special someone, isn't he?
Yes, I suppose.
Sex with him is better than with the others.
Oh my god, her face.
Thanks for the chat.
This one is going through a lot. Like, I can tell that she's like about to break. She's about to lose it. She's like smiling through it all, but...
Open this.
Is it a toy plane? Is it like an RC plane? Oh, it's a dress. Okay. I don't know why I thought it would be an RC plane.
This coat I'm wearing is their latest fashion. 50s inspired.
Well,
They offered me a job on the spot. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, jobs in a new branch in London. I've always dreamt about working in a London fashion house.
London's a big city.
That's what my mum used to say.
There's no rush.
There's nothing to keep me here.
that's also true. She wants to go to London. Like, it would be safer for her to stay in Cardiff because we can, like, kind of take care of her, but...
I was looking for a bus timetable when I get out to the DIY store, see if there's any work going.
What did it take?
A girly day shopping.
It's okay. No. Okay, what's going on?
Your mum rang. Thinks she's no idea who Emma is. Work calls, you go out in the middle of the night and come back with a surprise relative. So let's have it. Who exactly is Pollyanna? Oh, is it to do with work?
Yes,
So hard to explain.
it is.
She was lost. I'm sorry.
What worries me is how easy it seems to be for you to lie to me, Gwen.
It's my fault. I'll leave by tomorrow.
You don't have to go. She's 18 years old. I couldn't turn my back on her.
I mean,
Two separate worlds.
yes.
There's Torchwood. Then there's real life.
Because there's, like, no alien threat, we're also focusing on, like, some of their interpersonal lives here. To have a good old dance.
Fun seems to be the ideal. With yourself.
Yes, Owen. Ever the gentleman. There we go.
Hello?
My car keys are missing.
He took
John
Rianta's
was
car.
behind the counter earlier on, and I can't get hold of him.
What is he doing?
He's gone home.
Did he just, like, commit suicide here or some shit?
John! You can't just throw it away. Not without trying.
I'm not as strong as you don't understand.
I do. I was born in the future, lived in your past. My time is gone too.
My wife is dead, my son is a shell.
John, you're still young. You can get work, make friends, start a family.
I did all that, Jack.
You can do it again, dude.
Years ago. When I was meant to.
Like, Diane seems to be doing great. So I'm waiting for the conflict on this side of the story to come in, so...
I can't leave you here.
And we'll wait. The sun will rise. We'll have some breakfast. Take a walk.
Yes.
And then as soon as your back is turned, I'll make sure I do it properly. Because I want to die.
You don't get reunited, John. Just goes black.
Who are you?
A man. Like you. Out of his time.
You know,
Scared.
and a lot of shit happened,
How do
dude.
you cope?
It's just bearable. I don't have a choice.
But I do. If you want to help me,
Just let me go.
let me go with some dignity. Don't condemn me to live.
Okay.
Are you scared?
Yes.
This isn't how it works for me.
Is
I've
this
slept with enough women. I've done the fuck buddies thing.
never you're caring about this one, and that's And that's bad? Because you care? God.
All I can think about is what you're wearing, what you're thinking, what your face looks like when you come. How have you done this to me? I'm fucking scared.
I love you too.
I like that. Well, I like the response. Like, he's having like a crisis and she's like, this is what that means. Oh, he's just gonna do it. And Jack's gonna be there for him as it happens. Oh shit, dude. Oh, what is she gonna do?
Is that you're always at its mercy.
Is she also gonna kill herself? Or run away or something? That would be a fucked ending. All three of them just kill themselves. Because they can't bear living at a time. This brings the questions. Has Jack tried to die before? Like, has Jack tried to kill himself before? But he can't. She's going to London. And she left a note. What does the note say? Did she just run away? She went and stole a plane and just ran away into whatever border country, whatever she wants to be. Or nowhere in the specific, actually. Oh, and just fucking rushed those way over here. She hasn't left yet.
You don't have to go. If I don't, then I'll always wonder what it's like. London, Gwen.
She's excited for this. Okay, she's going.
You belong here now with me.
I belong in the sky.
Well, we can get you up in the sky. In a couple of months, you can fly whenever you want.
Look, weather conditions are the same as the day we arrived. That rift will open again. I can feel it.
Don't listen to me. There is no way back. You cannot get home.
Then it will take me somewhere new.
And you'll do this again. Okay. Merry Christmas, Sue. Goodbye. Two gone.
We have no idea how this rift works. You could end up anywhere.
That's the beauty of it.
It's too dangerous.
It's what I do.
What about me?
Goodbye.
What memories I'm taking with me.
Or 1 week of memories. Alright, because they gave it that much attention, I believe the rift will open and she'll end up somewhere else. Well, the beauty of this is that I feel like we won't know. We'll probably never know. Alright. He's dead. He was your friend for like a couple days. She's gone. Like, flashbacks to a scene that we saw like 1 minute and a half ago.
Because when you take off together, it's the next best thing to fly.
Alright. I want to see if something happens to her. If the rift opens. Maybe not. Maybe she'll just fly away, but just disappear Back to the Future style. That's the end of the episode. We didn't get anything. We didn't get anything in concrete, anything specific, and we're probably never gonna know. Alright. And we're never even gonna come back to that episode. Like, it's never gonna be mentioned again or anything, probably. That's just it. That's just it. Okay. Okay, that was Out of Time. I love that episode. Okay, so time travel in general is my jam, right? And in Torchwood, we don't really get too much of it. We do get more things on the alien side, and we get thrillers and solving mysteries and just fighting a foe or some stuff like that. Not always, but sometimes. And some episodes are cool, have cool themes, like a lot of them actually. But this one we actually do. We explore the specific concept of time travel of these people have to adapt to life 50 years into the future. That's a good concept. I like it. And it's not unbelievably original. I think you can see it on on several pieces of media. Whenever time travel is involved, you run into that situation. Not every time, but often you run into that situation, and it's great. It's like I don't know. It's like Captain America when, like, immediately after the first movie. What was it? The first Avenger? Yeah. So immediately after that first movie, it's like that is a situation. It's there. There are some other shows that have done that, like, but not. Usually, this comes on. Usually, that comes in other pieces of media as like a side effect of the main storyline, which is the time travel component, right? In this case, dealing with life out of time is the main component of the episode. Like, actually, we don't actually care about how they got here, because we just say, like, oh, they just went through, like, the riff or whatever. We do have that riff going on, so yeah, they just went by it, and here they are. And it's like, there you go, explain. Now we focus specifically on just what life is for these people. And that's amazing. That's great. I really love that. So, and even there is a moment where Jack says, like, there's nothing to fight, there's no foe. There's just people that have nothing and have to deal with this shit. And we can't really do anything for them. Like, we just can't. So, it's like, fuck. Like, we don't even have to explain how did they know that a plane out of time was about to show up. Because they were unfazed by it. Like, you can say that maybe they detected some anomaly on the riff or whatever. Sure. But they don't actually know what actually happened. But they still knew without any, like, indication as to how they knew, but whatever, that doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. The point of this episode was to just show you a very good drama heavy episode about three very different people that just had to deal with what life completely removed from their original setting that they got used to is like. Okay? So I love that concept. I mean, I already said that, but, like, where do I even begin? Because, like, there's not like plot or storyline to go through with this. It's just like, we're just gonna show you what this is like, and then the episode's over, and there you go. So, okay, we had the three characters, and all three of them kind of divided into a specific member of Torchwood that they hung up with. So, I don't remember the names, save Diane. Diane's great. I don't remember the other two. So, the dude, I don't know what his relationship was with the other woman. Maybe they had, like, no relationship. Like, I'm just trying to think, why were they on the plane to begin with? I mean, Diane, you can say, okay, she's a pilot, they hire her. But why were the other two together? I don't know. But, whatever. So, let's just say that they just knew each other, whatever. But, so the dude hung up with Jack. The woman hung up with Gwen. And Diane hung up with Owen. So, here's the thing, is that the dude, his part of the story revolves around, like, well, I want to know what happened with my son, and my family and whatever. And when they just find it out, it's like, well, your son actually has Alzheimer's. He doesn't remember many things. Every now and then he'll have, like, a flashback to, like, a childhood memory, and it's going to be really fucking depressing, but he's not going to remember anything, and he's not going to realize where he even is, because his brain is just gone. So he just goes and sees that, and it's, like, the most depressing shit ever. And, like, he has no grandchildren. He has, like, nothing. So he's just like, I got nothing. I want to die. So that's where his story led. The woman, her story was revolving around the idea that she missed things. It's not that she's sad that she has, I mean, yes, they're all sad that they have nothing. Well, Diane less so, because, okay, we'll get to Diane eventually. But the woman she was sad, but she wasn't like, I want to die depressed. She was just, like, really fucking sad. And I can tell that she's one of those people that were maybe sheltered, but they were sheltered because of either their family or the times, And now that we live in an unsheltered society, a society that is much more outgoing, she's like, oh, I want to see, I want to see more. So that's why eventually she ends up finding a job at London, and she's like, oh, I found a job in London. They hired me on the spot. I'm gonna go there. And it's gonna be awesome. And Gwen is like, but London's too big and it's far away. And she's like, I know it's big, but I always wanted to be. I always wanted to go there, so I want to go. And Gwen tries to convince her not to do that, and she just decides eventually, I'll do it. Like, fuck it. I'll do it because, like, I want to see these things. I want to go to the places I wanted to go. Like, I want to experience life in a way, because, like, now it's like there's nothing. So fuck it. Just take the chances, you know? Take chances. So that's what she decided to do. And on the other hand, and like a lot of scenes with that lady also were like learning about what the new world is like, but that was all of them. But even her, when she was at the club with the dude, and she was like, oh, we were just sharing a kiss, and then when it's like, okay, so look at this fucking magazine. It's not even one of the bad magazines. It's just like an average magazine, and it's like, oh my god, this is gross. And it's like, yeah, this is what society is like now. Now sex is so much more like pervasive. So it's like, yeah, sorry, I didn't know about that. And it's like, yeah, okay, just be careful. And I like that she had to explain what the fuck the role of like how sex is perceived in like modern society to this woman, because like she got the explanation that she even got was like, so if a dude comes up to me and he wants sex, I should let him. And she's like, no, what I'm saying is that you shouldn't be ashamed of it. I like that she was very specific about what she said there, because it's like, yes, if you want to do it and that other dude wants to do it and you're both of age, it's like, cool, just go and do it. And then it doesn't have to be anything more than that. It could just be that. And there you go. But I like that she didn't get it, and Gwen was like, no, this is what I mean. And that was okay. That was pretty neat. Okay, so moving into the third, and I think the more interesting character of the three was Diane. The thing is that Diane... So, okay, here's the thing about Diane. She's like a badass. Like, that's how she's presented, as like a badass with like a strong attitude. And I love that. But she got stuck with Owen. Somehow that shit worked. Because the thing is that I would not trust Owen with near any woman. Near anything. But specifically a woman. Thing is that apparently Owen fell in love in this episode. Like, the only time he has ever felt that. So it's like, okay, weird, but okay. So that's what it is. Like, it has to be a lady. It has to be a lady that can put Owen in his place. It has to be a lady that just goes like, fucking take the chair out for me. I'm waiting for you to do that. And he's like, do you want me to do that? You expect me to do all this shit for you? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay. So I'm pretty sure that that's what it takes. That's what it takes for Owen to fall in love. To just have someone that just goes like, fucking do that shit for me. And he's like, okay. Just like, all right. Someone with a personality like that. That's good. So I really like Diane. And I like that the thing about Diane is that she doesn't care about Owen nearly as much as she cares about flying. And I like that. Because, like, while her, like, most of the side of her story revolve around just hanging out with Owen and fucking with Owen, with, like, some maybe uncomfortably long scenes with fucking Owen. But the thing is that at the end of the day, she's like, I want to fucking fly. And then she's just like, she just disappears in the middle of the night, leaves a note and says like, I'm going to fly, goodbye. After they had confessed that they loved each other. Like, it's a thing if It's the thing if you just disappear after you just had sex with this random dude and just go like, yeah, I went. I'm gone. I'm just gonna disappear now. It is different after you two share the moment of like, I am in love with you, because that's actually what happened, and then you disappear. That it's different because it's like you matter a lot to me, but you don't matter to me nearly as much as fucking flying, dude. Because like that's her life, and that's the thing. It's like some people, and I know at least one person like this. Some people well, the way I'm phrasing things makes it sound bad, because I'm saying some people when in reality is like everyone's different, because like this comes from my perspective, because I don't think I'm like this. I think I'm the opposite. But some people, and I know at least one person like this, are people that kind of, it's not that they don't care about people, but it's that they care about like their thing so much more than they care about people. I mean, it's not. So what ends up happening is that they'll often prioritize the thing that they feel like they have to do, other than like hanging out or any other relationship with other people, like any other social relationship with anyone else. And it's not that they don't care. They actually do care a lot, and they might love you a lot. The problem is that they still have the thing that they have to do. They still have to do it because that's just what makes them feel alive. And I feel like that is an interesting like distinction, is that a lot of people I feel alive because of other people, right? Because humans are social beings. And also it depends on the person and depends on experiences and all that. But a lot of people feel the most and feel like they belong next to another person. But some people are just like, listen, I care a lot about you and you're the shit and I love you, but what makes me feel alive is this thing that I do and revolve my entire life around. And the reason why I did that is because that's what makes me feel alive. Nothing else comes close. So Owen is just like, I am so fucking in love with you, which still not totally by the way, because I just don't trust Owen. But because of the way it's presented, I'm just gonna go and say like, yeah, okay, he was super in love. Like maybe that was the one. But so even if he is like that, and even if Diane feels a similar way, because even she was like, oh, the memories I'm gonna carry with me that we made here. And even she was like, I love you too last night. But the thing is that she's just like, I cannot give up on flying. And it's not only flying, it's adventure. It's the sense of wonder. It's the sense of like, there's so much shit out there and I want to see it. Like, and it's a very like, it's an attitude that we see a lot in like Doctor Who, because like every companion has that almost, and the Doctor has that. But so Diane feels that way. Diane would have made for an amazing companion in Doctor Who, wouldn't she? She absolutely would. She absolutely would. Okay, I'm gonna pitch an idea here to the BBC. Okay, Cristiano, I know you're listening to this video, so I know you watch my stuff. But so write an episode for series 13 or whatever, and it's gonna be the first episode of the season. It's gonna be like, all right, we gotta have a new companion, because I feel like the companions are leaving for series 12, but we gotta have a new companion. What do we do? And it's like, okay, this is what you do. You bring Diane back. She's just flying on a plane. She just goes through a portal, and she just lands like right in front of the Doctor, and the Doctor was like, what the fuck was that? And she was like, I don't know, I was just hanging out with the Captain Jack and whatever. And she's like, what? And then after the title credits, they do like a little skip, and they go like, oh, okay, so that's what happened. You're just like a traveler out of time. And yeah, and it's like, why didn't you stay there, even though you really love this Owen dude, who kind of sounds like a piece of shit, but even though you were super in love with him, it's just like, because I can't just give up on the sense of adventure and discovery. And then the Doctor's gonna be like, and we're set, and we're done. There you go. That's the pitch. In like 5 scenes, we have the perfect companion. So and she's gonna be aged up, but we can say like, yeah, some bullshit happened, whatever, with the portal. Don't worry about it. There you go, Diane, perfect companion. Let's bring her back. So I love that matters so much to her. The need to see more, the need to discover, the need to just leave, never stay in a place, just go. Because I feel like it's a different thing from like the other woman, because the other woman, she was like, she wanted to see the things that she never saw. She wanted to see more of the world. Cool. I feel like Diane just doesn't want to stay in one spot. She just needs to fly away. She just needs to fly away and see whatever else different. Like, specifically that. So, for example, the other woman, she wanted to see London. She's like, oh, London, new opportunity. I always wanted to be there. This woman would not stay in London. She would just be like, she would not even want to go to London. She doesn't want to go to anywhere specific. She's just like, I just want to roll the dice and just fall somewhere. Like, this is the kind of person that would love random generated video games that are just like randomly procedurally generated games where like the stage changes or the character changes or whatever else just changes, or building a D&D character that is just like rolling the dice and you get whatever stats, you get a whatever background, you get a whatever name. It's just like whatever, just completely random. I feel like she's a person that would love doing that, but she would not stick a full campaign with that character. She would just be like, this is a one-off character. And after the night, we're done. And the next one, I'm rolling the dice again and I'm finding some other bullshit. There you go. So I like Diane because of that. I like Diane because of that a lot. So let's talk about the conflict and the drama in this episode. So again, the drama with the dude was his son and the fact that he has nothing. And then he wants to kill himself. And then he kills himself. There you go. So the thing about the drama is that it was contrasting to Captain Jack's drama. So because the thing is with Captain Jack is that he is a man out of time. He fell from the future into the past and he is stuck and he has no one and he can't even die. This makes me wonder, has Captain Jack tried to kill himself at some point and he just couldn't die? Like, because it could happen. It could happen that he has the same thing. He went through the same thing that the dude here was going through, and he did the exact same thing, but he just couldn't die. So then he just had to find a way mentally to just deal with it, and he's just been doing that for like decades now. That could be the case, but like, I feel like that's a really interesting question, and I feel like this was a really interesting episode too. But like, I like that we gave Jack some screen time with the dude, and I like that he told the dude, this is my story, and this is how I feel about it, but that didn't change anything in the dude's mind. He was just like, I just want to go, man. I just want to go, and I want to go with some dignity. I just want to choose to go, because like, I got nothing else. I don't have a family. I don't have a wife. I don't have a son. I don't have a place to be in. I don't want to just go back and work a whatever job and just try and build a new life and make new I don't want to do any of that, dude. Like, everything hurts too much. I just want to go. And it's like, yeah, because even Jack was like, you're still young. He wasn't young. He was like 40 whatever, I'm sure. Like, he looked 40 whatever, right? It's difficult. It's difficult to find any. Okay, so this is something I noticed. It becomes increasingly more difficult to form any meaningful social relationships the older you get. I feel like this is a constant in society. When you're a kid, I feel like you're expected to, and you kind of need it. But the more you grow up, I feel like there's more like social boundaries that you gotta respect, and that just straight up leads to just like less interaction. And because of less interaction, it's just like just never meet people anymore. And some people are so more outgoing and so more extroverted and so more much more friendly. They have like a different energy about themselves, and like they might have like a ton of friends, and it might come really easy for them to do that. But for a lot of people, it's not. And I can tell that this dude, and even not only that, but also the fact that he's fucking depressed, and he should be, is gonna be really difficult for him to just find anything worth any meaning in a new life. And he's just like, I don't care. I just want to die, man. And eventually with Jack was just like, all right, you can go. And like, he just let him kill himself. But as he did it, he was there in the car with him, holding his hand. Just like, you're going to go, but you're not going to go alone. At the very least, I'm going to be here for you. And there you go. And that was pretty sad. And it was pretty fucked. It was pretty fucked of Jack to give up on this guy. But the thing is that Jack is not the 10th Doctor. Jack is not the 13th Doctor. Jack is not any Doctor. Because I feel like, I'm not sure if every, definitely most, but maybe every Doctor would try and help this person, would try and save this person in some way. Even if it would be impossible for them to go back to their time, it would try and mentally help the person so they can cope in such a way. Jack doesn't. And it's not because he doesn't want to, it's because he can't. He's not the kind of character that can help someone in that way. It's not that he doesn't care. It's that, he's not the therapist friend. He's not your mom friend. He's not someone that can actually help you in that manner. Yeah, he can flirt with you all he wants. He can have sex with you all night long. But, that's as far as it gets. And it's not that he doesn't care. That's not what I'm saying. It's that, he doesn't have the ability to help someone in this situation. Someone that just wants to die. He's not someone that can talk you out of the ledge. He can try. He will try. But there's going to reach a point where it's going to be the person's going to jump anyway, man. You can't do it. Jack cannot do it. And we saw a little bit of this with the child in episode 5, I think it was, with the Mara things, the fairies. Where he just let them take the child because Jack is just I don't have a solution for this. And he's just okay, do it. Just do it, I guess. He doesn't like it. But what else, you know? So that was kind of fucked, and that was happening. And I actually do like that he killed himself. I do like that the dude killed himself because here's the thing, is that near the beginning of the episode, I felt like they were taking it somewhat well. The fact that they were 50 years into the future and everything was gone. But they weren't taking it well. Because the entire episode was about how they were taking it. But at the very beginning, they were I feel, looking back at it, I feel like they were still in shock and they hadn't processed what the fuck was happening entirely. It didn't feel real to them. So the reason why they weren't loud about it is because they were just what? What do you mean? You know? They were just stuck in that state for the longest time at the beginning. Then it moved into oh my god, we're going to the convenience store and there's all this crazy shit and it's just, what are these magazines? Or what are all these items? Or we were just coming from the rationing and we didn't have this much food back then, and it's yeah, welcome to the era of consumerism. Well, the automatic door opens on itself. What the fuck? It's yeah. That was one of my favorite scenes in the episode, by the way. But it's that was discovering the wonders of the future, what this modern era of society is like. But then it mutated into okay, now that we have time to think about what actually happened, fuck, you know? And then the entire episode went on from there. So I like that they did it in that order, because like, I feel like having the moment of like realizing the cool shit about the future has to come early. If you're gonna do it, it has to come like really early. And because if you want to explore the bad stuff, the depressing stuff, it has to come after that, right? And it makes sense, because at the beginning they were just like, well, they were confused, they didn't understand what the fuck is going on, and then we showed them all the cool shit, and they were like, yeah, that's cool. My entire family is dead. My son has Alzheimer's. I got no one. You know, like, that's the process. I like that a lot. And so I like how their conflict, each individual conflict, intertwine with the Torchwood crew conflict. Because in a way, this was a Jack episode, a Gwen episode, and an Owen episode. Individually. It was like 3 storylines we were following at the same time. So we talk about the dude and Jack storyline. Well, Jack was clearly hit by this because he understood the dude a lot. He understood him to a very close manner, because he said it like, I'm also someone that went through like something very similar than what you did, and I understand how you feel. Like, I really get it, right? But then we have the woman, and she's staying at Gwen's home. And that creates conflict with Riz, where Gwen lies to Riz about, like, this is like a long relative or whatever, she's just staying, or, you know. And Riz was like, oh, okay. But then it becomes this thing of, like, Riz is, like, clearly, like, upset or hurt. And Gwen is like, what's happening? And he's like, okay, so your mom called and I mentioned this chick, and she said she didn't know her. You're lying to me, aren't you? And she's like, yes. He's like, it has to do with work, doesn't it? She's like, yes. And then he's like, you never told me anything. And like, I'm really upset at you, like, legitimately. And what he was upset at is not the fact that she brought this random girl in. What he was upset at is the fact that Gwen lied to him. And this is not the first time. Hell, Gwen has been lying to him since like episode 1. Like, I feel like every scene with Riz has at least like 2 lies. And there's not a lot of Riz scenes, by the way. There's like a I don't know, like a 3-to-1 ratio in lies to amount of Riz scenes that there have. And let's not talk about the counter of unfaithfulness versus Riz scenes there are, because oh my god. But yeah, whatever. So we haven't seen Riz in a long time. I feel like we kind of don't care about him, kind of like Gwen. So I like that he like, one lie fell apart and he was like upset at it, and it's like, okay, I like that one a lot. But I also like that the woman was like, she took some responsibility. She was like, I kept calling her a woman, but she's like 18, didn't Gwen say? Sorry, she look older. I'm sure she's older. Like, the actress is older, like 20, whatever. But like, okay, she's 18. So the girl, she's like, I'm sorry, it's my fault. I shouldn't come here or whatever. And Gwen was like, look at her. She's only 18 and she was lost and you have nowhere to go. Like, how could I let her alone? And Riz just walks away. And it's not because he's upset at the fact that you did this. Because you doing this means that you're a good person and it's fine, right? The problem is that you lied to him. And we didn't come back to that. That just feeds into the ongoing storyline of like Gwen lying to Riz. And that's gonna become a thing at one point. That's just gonna become an actual thing that we're gonna have to deal with at some point. But for the time being, it is an escalation step. Okay? Then we move forward with the Diane thing, and that is intertwining with Gwen's they're the similar names. So with Owen's ever eternal internal conflict of, I'm an asshole and a sexist. A little bit. Because like, we've had this a couple times now, okay? So in episode 1, he did like about the worst thing any character can do in the first episode of anything ever. And the second, what was the second episode? In the second episode, he was just a creep. And the third episode, he had to confront a little bit of his misogyny, I feel like, through seeing the eyes of the victim with the ghost machine, whatever, right? The fourth episode, I feel like he started caring about Gwen a little bit more, but I'm not sure he cares too much. I'm trying to think what Torchwood episodes we have. Let me take a look. Then we had the fairy episode. We had the countryside episode. He got along with Gwen in Taiwan too, and they ended up fucking, didn't they? Was that the episode where they sort of, yeah? And then in Greek Living Gifts, they also keep fucking. And then episode 8 is revealed that he also fucked Susie, and Gwen is replacing Susie a little bit. And there you go. Like, Owen's thing is that he's one of those people that he's just like, I will fuck anything, I don't care. And he doesn't. He really doesn't. And he says it in this episode. And I'm not sure if he cares about Gwen. I feel like I want to believe he does care a little bit, but I'm not sure if he actually does. But the thing is that, like, in this episode, Diane tackles into this problem he has where Owen is detached from people. He actively avoids getting attached to people. It is a very unsympathetic person, Owen. And that's why Ghost Machine worked and was really good, is because it forced him to be empathetic with another victim who's also a woman. So it's like, fuck you. You're gonna care, whether you like it or not. So that's what Ghost Machine was good for him. But the thing is that, like, here he's like admitting, like, I never get attached to people. But I, like, I feel different. I don't know. Like, whenever I'm not around you, it's like I can't focus. Like, every time I'm like, every second I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about like the way you walk. I'm thinking about the way the dress looks good on you. I'm thinking about the face you make when you come. He said that. That was quote unquote what he said. It's like, okay, sure. So, Owen cannot stop thinking about this woman, and like, that's all he cares about. And it is, in a way, a little bit obsessive, and it could be unhealthy. Like, it could be. But then the woman is just like, I love you too. And I really like that response, because it's like, the dude just described everything that's happening to him, and she's like, you're in love, you fucking dumb bitch, and I love you too. Like, he's like, she conveyed that with just like the two, and it's like, I really like that piece of dialogue from her specifically. I'm not necessarily a fan of that storyline, but it does help work. It does help nailing in the fact that Owen is a person and that he is capable of caring about other people, as long as if someone special to him that matters to him, specific. He has to fall in love with someone first. Then he can stop caring. Then he can start caring, sorry. But yeah. And I like that he was like, so like, please stay, please. Like, he was begging her to stay. And she's like, I have to do this. So she just gone. And that's where the episode ended. And I like that there was no resolution to that. Because she's like, I feel the rift's gonna open today. I feel it. Because, like, weather conditions, everything is just the same. I feel like it's gonna open again. And I like that they were talking about it as if it was going to happen for sure. They were like, Owen was like, you don't know where you're gonna end up. Like, it's completely random. Like, it's dangerous. And she's like, I know. That's why it's great. So then she's just like, I have to do it. And Owen's like, Owen begging her not to do it, but eventually he was like, he just steps off. She closes the door, and on her way she goes, and she disappears, and the episode ends. Alright, so I like that. I like that episode because, again, it's not a conflict episode, it's a drama episode. And Torchwood has exceptional drama. Okay? It has exceptional drama. There's no alien to fight. There's no cannibal hillbillies. There's no anything specific that you have to fight or deal with. It's just like we have 3 people out of time, and we just have to help them out find their footing in their new lives. One didn't. One just killed himself. The other one managed to find a footing, and she had some help, and then she disappeared. And the other one just disappeared because she's like, fuck this shit. I'm gone. And I like that. I like that every single one of them ended differently. I like that they were all intertwined within a specific ongoing storyline with a specific Torchwood main character. And I like that it ended in an open end. That was pretty good. So yeah, that was Out of Time. I think that's the name of the episode, isn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. It's a great episode. Yeah, Torchwood, great, dude. Like, I feel like the beginning of the season was much weaker than like the second half. Okay, not necessarily. So I liked Ghost Machine was okay. The Cyberwoman episode was good. Besides the costume, Countryside was awesome. They Keep Killing Susie was awesome. Random Shoot was awesome. Out of Time is awesome. Yeah, generally I feel like with the exception of Greeks Bearing Gifts, which it still was cool because there were alien lesbians on it. I feel like the second half is great. Is much better. I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, Torchwood going great. I'm excited to see where the season ends because like I feel like we're getting close to the end, aren't we? Because like we're in episode 10 and I don't remember how many episodes the early seasons of Doctor Who had, like 12 or 13. But like we're still like either 2 or 3 episodes that go away from the end, I suppose. So yeah. And if they do a 2-parter, it would be really fun. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Maybe that was gonna happen. But yeah, that was it for this episode of Torchwood. I hope you have a good time. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of Torchwood. If you would like to see the next one, it should already be up on Patreon, as well as full length. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you next time. Okay everyone, take care. Bye.